Is this stock getting ready to gain back this week's losses? The stock that I mentioned in this video are some of the most traded stocks in the world right now. This SPAC is the most exciting SPAC stock in the world right now. The stock is of course Digital World Acquisition Corp, ticker DWAC. The huge interest in this SPAC has cooled off over the past week, but I feel there is still a huge gain to be made on this. This could be a $100 billion company, but this stock provides tons of opportunities too in the short term. If you're new to the channel and want to hear more about exciting stocks about to make huge gains, then hit that like and subscribe button. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. I encourage everyone to do their own research if thinking about investing in this or any other stock. Now let's dive into this exciting stock. Digital World Acquisition Corp is a blank check company formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, capital stock exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, reorganization, or similar business combination, with one or more businesses intending to pursue a combination with a leading tech company, and in this case the target company is TMTG. Trump Media and Technology Group is the latest company to be set up by former US President Donald Trump and is planning to be a uniting force for freedom of expression. The company will operate across its three main brands, Truth Social, TMTG Plus and TMTG News, with a clear vision for the company going forward. TMTG are building a media and technology company rooted in social media, digital streaming and more. TMTG intends to even the playing field by providing people with an open media platform where they can share and create content without fear of reputational ruin. Now this stock went crazy when Donald Trump announced plans to launch the new social media network, Truth Social, via this merger with DWAC. He said that the platform would stand up to the tyranny of big tech, accusing them of silencing opposing voices in the US. Of course, this comes after Trump was banned from Twitter and suspended from Facebook after the US Capitol riots. In typical and comical Trump fashion, he had stated that we live in a world where the Taliban has a huge presence on Twitter, yet your favorite American president has been silenced, and then went about setting up his own social media platform. He wants to create a platform that not only rivals Twitter or Facebook, but TMTG has much bigger plans. TMTG is looking at the opportunity to disrupt big tech. TMTG are looking to rival Facebook and Twitter with Truth Social, streaming services and conventional news such as CNN and iHeartMedia with TMTG Plus and TMTG News, and looking to rival Amazon, Microsoft and Google with its TMTG tech stack. TMTG sees this as an industry ripe for further segmentation with potentially hundreds of millions of users, where they reckon that 1 in 3 would use a Trump-backed social media platform. Donald Trump has been using social media for years to connect with his supporters. Prior to this, he had a huge reality TV presence with his show The Apprentice. And before being banned off social media, he had amassed over 89 million followers on Twitter and 33 million on Facebook. It's very possible that these new media platforms could be very successful, and considering the massive celebrity following that Trump has, Truth Social could very quickly find itself with a very high number of users if the launch is successful. DWAC is the culmination of all meme stocks. The meme stock and SPAC phenomenon has gone to the extreme as Digital World Acquisition Corp. DWAC's price and volume trends make the meme stock trading frenzies for GameStop and AMC Entertainment look mild. Those businesses actually generate revenue and have concrete business plans. DWAC offers neither. DWAC is a vehicle for TMTG to raise capital and has become a meme stock target for speculators looking to prop up and cash in on Donald Trump's social media power. TMTG will have close to $300 million in capital once the SPAC merger closes, and no realistic plans on how it will operate a business, given the stock's meteoric rise, lack of fundamentals and no clear business plan. Putting capital into DWAC is gambling and not investing. So to a certain degree this is very true. This is not investing, or at least not in the traditional sense. But the truth is that over the past 12 months, most of the high volume stocks traded on the market has been due to several reasons. Just look at how many stocks now are being bought in anticipation of a short squeeze, or more recently a gamma squeeze, or best of all, the MOASS, the mother of all short squeezes. When we have stocks referred to as any of these, we are no longer talking about investing. At this point, it has become gambling. But the stock market has not changed overnight. Back in the 1960s, the average holding period for the stocks at the start of the decade was around 8 years. By the year 2000, this was down to just over 1 year, and when I was in university, I remember the average time a share was held was down into the seconds. And this article from February 2020 says that the average holding period for stocks on the London Stock Exchange is now about 8 seconds, describing stocks quite simply as a casino. So the idea that buying DWAC is gambling is correct, but so are most of the most traded stocks in the world. So this is nothing new. This article then goes on to say that DWAC's price and volume trends make the meme stock trading frenzies for GME and AMC look mild. I spoke about this in my previous video. This does not make GME look mild. Nothing else has even come close to GME yet. First of all, DWAC went from $10 up to $170 and then began to drop as trading was halted multiple times. When we talk about gamma squeezes and the mother of all squeezes, then GME is still number one. DWAC has not yet had another run up. Comparing it to GME and saying that GameStop was mild, GME stock went from under $3 up to over $483. It spiked in January and in February before dropping to $40, then back up again to $300 in March and June. So to say that GME is mild in comparisons to DWAC is 100% wrong. What made GameStop so powerful of a movement was that not only did people see it as a short squeeze opportunity, but GameStop represented a chance to unite and take on major hedge funds. And everybody got behind that idea. The power here is when there are millions of people doing this, and this is exactly what made the likes of Wallstreetbets so powerful over the past 2 years. And the same can be said about DWAC. Whereas GME was seen as the people versus hedge funds, some people are seeing DWAC as the people versus big tech. But investors should be mindful that stocks can drop as fast and as far as they rise, especially when they are not supported by fundamentals. As we've seen already, Trump Media and Technology Group plans to create a social network called Truth Social, but also has plans for a news network that competes with the likes of CNN and iHeartMedia. A streaming service, TMTG Plus, to go against Netflix and Disney, and TMTG Tech Shack to go up against Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. From an investor's point of view, a few things need to be remembered here. First of all, breaking into these industries requires a clear, disruptive business plan and large capital investments. Although DWAC will have about $300 million in cash, this is still very small compared to the type of capital that these other companies have at their disposal. And these things take time. Disney and Amazon built their businesses over decades with billions of dollars of capital investment. Facebook was founded in 2004, nearly 20 years ago. Amazon in 1994, nearly 30 years ago. Even Disney was founded in 1923, so this is nearly 100 years ago. So we need to be realistic as to what TMTG can actually achieve in the short to medium term, which again in this case is still several years. Investors should note that other social media networks founded to compete with Facebook and Twitter in the wake of Donald Trump's ban from these platforms haven't been clear hits. Since returning to the Apple App Store in the summer, Parler's user growth slowed significantly and Getter was plagued by security breaches and fake accounts in its early days. It's too early to tell if Donald Trump's association with Truth Social will help TMTG outperform previous social media startups, but one thing is clear. Launching a social media company, signing up millions of users and securing user data is no easy feat. And one of the most high-profile Trump supporters to publicly invest in DWAC, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of Donald Trump's most vocal supporters, bought as much as $50,000 worth of DWAC. In a filing, the Georgia Republican disclosed that she bought between $15,000 and $50,000 in the company on Friday, but didn't specify the purchase price. On the day, the stock fell as low as $67 before closing at $94. This stock has attracted so much attention in the past week. As well as being a potential target for the likes of Wallstreetbets and retail investors, this stock has also been the subject of several articles, some of which are positive, outlining a view to a possible $1 trillion valuation in the future, while other articles take a much more negative viewpoint, seeing DWAC as little more than retail investor gambling. But other articles in recent days are taking a direct swipe at Digital World Acquistion Corp itself and the key players in the deal, Donald Trump and Patrick Orlando, such as saying that Donald Trump's SPAC deal may have violated securities law, or linking one of Patrick Orlando's SPACs with mismanaged trust funds. If you would like me to talk about these reports in my next video, then hit that like button and drop me a comment. Looking at TradingView, we can see the huge run up that this stock had, followed by a huge drop after reaching $175. It then dropped as low as $54 before gaining back to the mid-70s midweek. We can see here that from Wednesday onwards, DWAC has been trading in this channel between $67 and $76, hitting support and resistance several times, offering the chance to swing trade multiple times per day with a possible 12% gain per trade if timed perfectly. And as we can see, these levels of support and resistance have been effective going back into last week too, as indicated here with the blue and yellow arrows. If we break out of this channel to the upside, we could find another resistance level at $94, which would be 39% upside from the current price, while a downward breakout movement could find the next support level at $54. These levels are indicated here by the white lines, and as we can see, these levels were both tested over the past 2 weeks. Other stocks that I'm looking at right now and consider making a video about include Remark Holdings, Created, and Backed Holdings. If you would like a video on one of these stocks, then drop a comment down below. So guys, that brings it to the end of the video. If you've watched all the way through, then please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out a lot. What do you think will happen here next week? Do you think that DWAC will drop again? Or do you think that this will make another huge run? And let me know what you think about Wallstreetbets type of trading in the market of 2021. Is this a good or a bad thing? Drop me a comment and let me know what you think. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and bell notification, and I'll catch you in the next update.